So this is about the future vertical lift. Army, start with you, General Rugen. Last year, Congress provided you with an additional $75 million to help accelerate the Future Long-Range Assault Aircraft Program. Could you update us on how you're using these additional funds to accelerate the program?
Yes, ma'am. And really, we're leveraging fully the Joint Multi-Role Tech Demonstrator. We have 2 demonstrators flying now, and we're taking that demonstrator program into a phase where we're looking at the weapon system. So that's a higher bar, and honestly, it's driving down the risk of those, making it more of a weapon system. It also set the conditions for a 4-year acceleration on the program from 2034, first unit equipped, to 2030. And then it's also informing our trades analysis on our requirements, so getting requirements that are achievable.
If I could just add.
Sure.
So this is one of the things that sometimes isn't understood, so I'll just make sure it's clear. When we did the joint, the JMRTD, you get an aircraft that has the fundamental capability to fly, to demonstrate some of the major components of the system, but this issue of it not being a weapon system, for example, it doesn't have, these were never designed to be able to withstand rough landings. They weren't designed to have the data buses that we need for combat operations in them. All of these things have to be built out for the aircraft. You can either wait until you get through a very formal development program, or you can begin funding some of those efforts. It's the application of those funds to those type of efforts which are actually allowing us to accelerate, because now what we know is we're going to begin transitioning this from simply a demonstrator to a weapon system, and we're pursuing it on both platforms.
Makes sense. General Rudder, how's the Marine Corps participating in the Future Vertical Lift Initiative, and have you requested funding in fiscal year 2021 budget request for this effort?
Yes, our FVL replacement, Cape Set 3, we're tied in with the Army. We have actually an officer down in Huntsville participating with all their meetings. So the Army's going a lot faster. Our replacement for the H-1 doesn't really come into play till about 2035. But we are tracking everything that the Army's doing and watching that. We're also using the limited funds that we put in there. I think you added some funds for us last year. We put about $10 million in for 21, just to look at operating concepts, mission survivability, and really digital operability. Much like we're doing with our unmanned systems, we want to make sure that we've got, within the industry model, we've got the digital operability right. But we are tied in with the Army in tracking this very closely as they down select to their next 2 air vehicles.
Good, and it looks like you want to say something, and I was going to go back to you anyway, just on the last question regarding the affordability of this platform. There have been 2 studies over the last year analyzing the future vertical lift affordability. So can you walk us through the results of the studies? Explain to us what measures the Army is taking to ensure affordability for both the future vertical lift as well as the future attack reconnaissance aircraft.
Yes, ma'am. Those 2 studies, one from the Congressional Budget Office and then one from CSIS, really analyzed our past 20 years of historical procurement dollars. And what came out was, with 2 aircraft going forward, we trended towards, from 2019 to 2050, on the procurement of our new aircraft, the lower end of those budgets. So a lean program, a lower end of those budgets, and not a higher end. So we also were cautioned by those 2 reports to maintain, vigilance over our operations and sustainment costs, and we're doing that now. So we have 5 pillars of cost, in our cost-conscious culture. Requirements, we're picking it and sticking it. We're not going to have the requirements creep you've maybe seen from past aviation programs. We also have competition. There's robust competition from industry to win these aircraft. IP and data rights strategy, we're part of a Pathfinder program with Dr. Jette on what is going to be our IP and data rights strategy. We've also gone to school with external experts on past programs that maybe had cost overruns. And then the O&S cost and technology that, I echo Dr. Roper. We are in the digital design environment, and that is going to impact in a positive way our ops and sustainment costs.
It's encouraging. Hopefully it can be an example for other